So in a game the Tampa Bay Lightning desperately needed to avoid going down 2-0, they show up with their best stuff and they remind the New York Islanders that, yeah, we're the Stanley Cup champions here and we're not going away quietly. So no lineup changes on either side. Varlamov gets the start for the Islanders. Vasilevsky gets the start for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And early on, I thought Tampa definitely came out skating. They were moving their feet, moving the puck well. That led to an eventual 4-on-3 power play for the Lightning. And Semyon Varlamov would absolutely rob Nikita Kucherov right in front of the net. A great pad save. It kind of came off a bit of a scramble. The puck popped out to Kucherov. He got a shot on net, but like I said, Varlamov, great save to keep it scoreless. Then the New York Islanders would get a power play of their own, and Vasilevsky looks down the other end at his fellow countryman Varlamov making a big save, and he's thinking, oh yeah, well, if you can do that, look at me. And he comes across and absolutely robs Kyle Palmieri with the glove, probably a bit of a better save than Varlamov made even. And Palmieri, he can't believe it. I couldn't believe it either. This game is still scoreless, believe it or not. But 8:58 into this first period, the scoreless tie would be broken as Nikita Kucherov would make an absolute beautiful pass, pretty much a no-look pass. He was like leaning the other way, and then he passed it back out front to Brayden Point, who put the puck in so quickly. I don't even think he was quite sure it went in at first. But yes, it did go in indeed, and it's 1-0 Tampa. That one assisted by Kucherov, of course, and David Savard as well. And then the Islanders would have a very controversial power play as Adam Pelech would push Brayden Point into Semyon Varlamov. Varlamov would actually get shaken up on the play. I think he could have been okay to continue though. I think the reason why he got pulled from the game was because the concussion spotter probably called down to the New York Islanders bench and said, hey, you got to pull this guy, you got to do some tests on him. So I think it was more of a case of that than Varlamov actually being really injured. So Ilya Sorokin has to come in for a little bit, his first action since Game 1 of the Boston series. So the Islanders, they get a power play, and, obviously it's a bit of a break that's handed to them, as I thought, there was really nothing Point could have done probably on that play. So if you're New York, though, you got to take advantage of the break, and that's exactly what they do, as Brock Nelson would score unassisted. It was kind of a fortunate bounce, too, as it kind of popped off Ryan McDonagh's stick, right onto Brock Nelson's stick, and Nelson makes no mistake, it's 1-1. Then Patrick Maroon and Matt Martin would drop the gloves and fight. That one was a long time coming, I think. You could tell those two guys really wanted to get at each other. I also want to say these two teams hate each other. You could see it a little bit in Game 1. Really boiled over yesterday, though. And these two teams, obviously, they have a history. They played in 2016. A lot of the players are different, though, on both teams from 2016. So I'd say the hatred stems more from last year's playoffs in the bubble. Obviously, the Islanders don't want to go down to Tampa again. They want to prove to the Lightning that, hey, just because you guys won the Cup last year and went to us to do it, I should say, it's not going to be easy this time around. We're going to be here. We're going to be right in your faces all night long, so get ready for a war. And that's kind of the game I think New York wants to play against Tampa. We go to the second, all tied up at 1. And the Lightning, I thought they were the better team throughout most of this game. I thought the Islanders had a few good looks of their own, but it was mostly Tampa. And eventually, 13-15 into that second period, Andre Palat would score, assisted by Kucherov and Hedman. It was a great play by Palat coming down the slot. Kucherov passes it over him. Palat, great shot, posting in. I do want to point out, too, that the Tampa Bay Lightning had 6 guys on the ice when that goal went in. So even though the Islanders got a break on their goal, their power play goal to tie it up at 1 on the Brayden Point penalty, the Tampa Bay Lightning definitely evened it out with a break of their own here. So the teams, it's pretty much a wash now as far as breaks go. But man, if you're the refs, you got to do more of a diligent job there and tracking that down about the Tampa Bay Lightning having too many guys on the ice. 9 seconds of that second period, Andre Vasilevsky would come up with another huge save as he would absolutely rob Anthony Beauvillier from in tight. A big pad save this time. That was a huge one to keep the Lightning up 2-1 going into the third period. 2:16 into the third period, Jan Ruda would score his first of the playoffs, his first since December of 2019. So what a time for him to score his first since December of 2019. That was assisted by Goudreau and Coleman, so a good fourth line shift for the Tampa Bay Lightning gets rewarded. It's 3-1 Tampa now. And on that goal, it looked like Josh Bailey screened his goalie a little bit. So, I mean, I'm sure Bailey would want to have that play back. But he kind of got caught in between of going to block the shot right up close on Ruda, but then he decided to kind of stay back and protect the middle. It's tough to blame Bailey on that one. He's trying to do the right thing. It was just an unfortunate circumstance for him and the Islanders. And then the Tampa Bay Lightning would continue to pour it on as Victor Hedman would score his first of the playoffs. Coming into last night, I don't believe that the Lightning had a goal from a defenseman in these playoffs. Now they have two from Ruda and Hedman. That one was assisted by Kucherov and Stamkos. I initially thought Point might have got a stick on it in front to deflect it past Varlamov. But that was not the case, so it is Victor Hedman's goal as it stands right now at the time I'm recording this video. And then with 3:16 to go in that third period, Matt Barzal once again would give his team some life as he would score his fifth of the playoffs, his fifth goal in 6 games, assisted by Jordan Eberle. Matt Barzal's absolutely on fire. People were saying so many bad things about him early on in the playoffs. Well, he's come alive now and he's proving them all wrong. And for Barzal, like I said, he gives his team some hope. With the way the league is now, you can score 2 goals in 3 minutes pretty easily, it seems like. Well, I don't want to say easily, but, it's easier to do it nowadays than say, it was 5 or 6 years ago when a team would have a 2-goal lead, especially in the playoffs with like 5 minutes or less to go. It was pretty much game over. Now that's not necessarily the case anymore. The Islanders would press 6-on-5, but it was not to be for them as they would fall 4-2. The series now tied 1-1. There's a big scrum at the end of the game. It looked like Anthony Cirelli got hurt there. Him and Travis Zajac got into a wrestling match. Zajac, with the old man veteran strength, got the best of the youngster Cirelli. Cirelli went to the bench and was talking with the trainer after the game there, so we'll have to keep an eye on that for next game. Rather than celebrate with his team, so that'll be interesting to see what happens there. Shots in the first were 17-10 for Tampa. 8-7 for Tampa in the second, 9-8 New York in the third, for a total of 33-26 for the Lightning. I thought Tampa was the better team definitely in this game, and even though New York was the better team in game 1, I thought in game 2 the Tampa Bay Lightning really took control and they showed the Islanders, like I said in the open, that yeah, we're not going away. So those are my thoughts on game 2 between these two teams. It's shaping out to be a pretty exciting series. Please let me know what you all think in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.